Hello and welcome to Console Accessories, and on today's video we're going to be looking at this. It's the wireless keyboard for N-Switch Joy-Con. And it's from Dobe. I've got a couple of things from Dobe. Kind of no frills, works really well. Yeah, pleased with this. And if you didn't know what it is, basically it puts a keyboard in between your two Joy-Cons. Okay, so on the front, 2.4G, left to right Joy-Con compatible. Some Dobe on the side, wireless keyboard. The other side, wireless keyboard, and on the back, just a bit of instructions and a specification. And the sticker, and if you peel the sticker off, it will take half the box off, so we'll leave that on. Now, I picked this up for £18. You can get it in the States for $26, so relatively cheap. And there are a few alternatives. I know before I've looked at a keyboard and mouse for the Switch, and I'll leave a link up there, that was using this, which is the KX adapter. And essentially what you do is you plug your mouse and your keyboard in there and you plug that into your dock, and it also works handheld. We tried it handheld and it's okay. Yeah, you can use a full-size keyboard, but I'd say this is more for people who want to use a mouse more than a keyboard. So if you just wanted to use a keyboard, you'd have to use it wired, so you'd have to have a wired keyboard in there and wired up to your dock, which is okay, but this is wireless. And also what you can do is you can have just a normal wireless keyboard and plug the dongle into your dock, and then have a full-size keyboard, which will be dead easy to type with, really easy. But then you've got to swap with your Joy-Cons, okay? And whether you think that's good or bad, I don't know, it depends on what you want. But for this, it has everything there. It has your Joy-Cons and it has your keyboard, but I'll tell you about a few limitations. There are a couple of problems I've got this, and I'll tell you about them later on in the video. Okay, so I've played with it for a few days, but I boxed it up just to show you what it's like. And what I was saying about it being no frills. There you go, look. It just comes in a white box. Okay, and there it is. But for your money, you do get a USB Type-C cable, which is always nice. Good. And then here it is. And your first impressions are like, wow, it's proper light. It's really light. So a couple of Joy-Cons are around 100 grams-ish. This is 104 grams, so it's gonna double the weight. I mean, that's nothing. It really does weigh very little. And that's where your Joy-Cons go. And over here, you have your little wireless dongle that you plug into your dock. Which means you can use that. And that's where the wireless dongle sits, so it's nice little conveniently put in there. But if you look here, this side, so that's where that's where you put that back in. That's where the wireless dongle sits. But if I go to the other one, there's another thing there. Now, I'm not sure, maybe that's just, do you know what, I've no idea. I've tried putting a few things in there. It doesn't fit. A game cartridge doesn't fit in there. The wireless dongle doesn't fit in there. So I'm not quite sure what that's for. Any ideas, let me know. Either way, what it is these bits here are kind of open. They make it like a nice little grip, and it feels really good. So as you can see, it's kind of patterned on there, which gives it a bit of grip. And as you can see, kind of like for your hands, it kind of grips quite nicely. Okay, so here's my Switch. What you do is you put the Joy-Cons off, and if you're anything like me, first thing you're going to do is you're going to stick your switch blades straight onto your Switch, like that, okay? And then you get your Joy-Cons and you put them in. Now, when you look at the back of the unit, there's an on-off switch and a pairing button. All you do is once you put your Joy-Cons on, you flick that over to the on, you press the pairing button, and it does it automatically. You don't need to go into the menus of the Switch or anything. It just finds it automatically, which is really nice. So you've no faffing about. It won't pair, obviously, until we've got this connected. I've tested it docked, works fine docked, but I've also found out that if you get one of these, which is a USB-C, USB-C, you can actually use it handheld as well. So it doesn't claim it can do handheld, but it does, because I've found out it does. So all you do is when you get the dongle, you plug that into there, and then you plug that into there. And then once that's in, you can use the keyboard handheld. So I would have it on my little dock like that, and you could use it like that. Now, generally what I do when I'm doing a lot of typing, probably the thing I play when I'm doing the most typing is Fuse 4. So when I'm using Fuse 4, I generally don't use it handheld. I'm just saying you can use it handheld if you want to, and what we're going to do when we go to the example in a second, we'll go put it on docked. But for the purposes of just to tell you this, you can use it handheld. So what we're going to do is we're going to ping this on just so it gets it fired up, and then what you do is then you flick the on switch, you press that button, and then we know it's paired because there's your shift button and your lights up. Okay, so there we go. We know it's now connected to this, and also on the top there you can see it has a USB-C. I have a USB-C there. When you plug it in, these go red, which means it's charging. When it's fully charged, they'll go green. Now, when you pull that out, it's not charging up your Joy-Cons. Okay, so this is taking all the power from the Joy-Cons. So the only way to keep it charged up is like that. It's no biggie at all, really. It doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just if your battery is low, you're going to need to keep it plugged in. But you can use it all fine as it's plugged in. That's not an issue at all. Okay, so I don't know if you can see on that screen there, I am typing away just up in the corner there. But what I'll do, I'll make this easier. We'll put it into the dock in a second. So one of the issues first up is it pings off this quite easily. I mean, you don't need much strength to knock it off. It doesn't really hold it in that well. When I'm playing it, I don't normally tend to knock it off anyway, but I'm just saying you can. So if you get these bits here, you can push it off quite easily. It doesn't hold them in place that well. Well, it's 18 quid, but, and then the keys feel really good. I was quite surprised by this because they're spongy, and I was thinking, well, they're not going to be very clicky. They're going to be all about the mashing and stuff. But to be honest, it feels quite nice. I don't know if you can hear this if I tap one of the buttons. It's like half click, half sponge, and it feels quite nice, if I'm honest. You won't be able to do this blindfolded because you just can't tell, whereas you're not going to be able to blind type. You're going to need to be looking where you're typing. But the keys aren't badly spaced out for the size of it. It's always going to be hard because of the size of it. However, I didn't find it too much of a problem. But you do need to press them quite firm to get the key stroke registered. But a nice alternative, I think, because it's wireless, and the size of it, and the weight, and these grips here. Okay, so let's get this over onto the dock. So I have my dock here, and what you do is you plug this to that bit there, and then put your thing on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up top there a picture of the screen of what we're going to do. So we're on line 14, 11, 14. Let's do this one. Okay, so we're going to type cue ball, C-U-E, and then for shift you press that one there, and then it goes green, and then you know you've got shift. You type in your B, press shift, get rid of it. And then for your function key, this is your function key. So to get all these red bits here, so if I get over there, so get all the red bits that are above the keys, you need to press this function key here. So you press that, and then you get access to all them, and then you press that to kind of go back to your keys. Now this is one of the issues, certainly with Fuse, when you press the function key, you get that. You get the help key, you get the kind of like the help menu set up, and you just have to press B to get rid of it. So that's the problem, the Fuse. And then you want to do equals, which is on D, equals space, and then we want to get rid of that, so you press that button, and then we're on 1, and then return. Go down to here. Let's zoom in again. So L-O-N-G-I-T-U-D-E shift There we go. I'm not going to bore you by keep typing, but you can go pretty quick. I mean, I was copying that, but if I was just looking down at the controller to type, I reckon I could have gone a lot quicker. Okay, so this is certainly an alternative if you're going to be doing some typing on there. But do let me know. Please let me know. Do you think this is going to be of use? Because this is tiny and certainly small. It's certainly bigger than a phone keyboard, but I'm not sure you're going to be typing as quick as a regular keyboard, certainly. So what are your thoughts? Do you think this is any good, or do you think you'd prefer kind of having a regular keyboard and then your Joy-Cons separately as well? I think typing on a regular keyboard would be a lot easier, but this is kind of convenient, isn't it? And it's relatively cheap. So let me know. What are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it's pointless? Have you got one? Have you sent it back? Have you got one? Have you kept it? Please do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you're new around here, please do subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. It'd really appreciate it. It would really help the channel out. Okay, so that's the wireless keyboard from Dobe. Any questions, let me know. And until the next video, bye-bye.